again tonight. 0 for 1 last night as a pinch hitter. Pretty decent chance he'll be in the lineup, however, tomorrow. Real Muto will move up and hit leadoff. Prado, Yelich, and Stanton 2 through 4. The All-Star Ozuna in center. Derek Dietrich will play second for D. Gordon tonight. Veteran Chris Johnson will get the nod at first. Echeverria the shortstop, and Fernández, he can handle the bat. Comes in at 257.
Cubs defensively, and it's brought to you by Arby's. Chris Coughlin with the start in left tonight. Dexter Fowler center. Jason Hayward is in right. Javi Baez third base tonight. Russell Zobrist are up the middle. Anthony Rizzo at first base. Wilson Contreras behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jason Hammel, a winner last time. 10-5 now. Those 10 wins match a career best. 3.23 ERA. He is 5-1 with a 2.50 earned run average here in his home ballpark this year. He's made 9 starts at Wrigley. He's allowed more than 2 runs on only 2 occasions.
Again, it's a Marty and 3 Mikes. Mike back of the plate. Marty at first, Mike at second, and Mark at third. So we're close. Mark, Mike, Marty. Here's Real Muto. And we're underway. Outside corner, 93 on the fastball.
Top out at 95, sit it comfortably around 92, 93. Slider is his best pitch, curveball and a changeup. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run last time against the White Sox, and picking up that 10th win. The 1 run he allowed was a home run to the opposing pitcher.
Swing and a miss on some heat. It's 1-2. It's 81 degrees. And the wind is coming off the lake at 7 miles an hour. Jason with a 1-2, and Real Muto fouls upstairs. 22nd time he has hit leadoff. And you see he and the guy behind him in the batting order, Martin Prado, leading the league in road batting average. Inside.
Well, the Marlins as a team lead the league in batting average. They don't do a lot of slugging.
John Mattingly with the Charles Nelson Riley look with those glasses. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, when you play just about everywhere, some nights you're not quite sure where you're playing, and Javier Baez ran out to second base as the Cubs took the field. But I suppose it would be like you or I putting on the wrong logoed shirt, leaving the house going, oh wait, we're on that station tonight. It happens.
Well, the key is, as long as the other guys know where they're supposed to be, somebody's going to point you in the right direction eventually. It's like it's a musical chairs.
Right.
Zobrist is already sitting here. You're going to have to find an empty spot.
Nothing in 1 on Prado. Hammel into his motion. Swing and a miss.
He got a good jump on that fastball tonight. 94 with carry there. They're trying to throw a little two-seamer in. He missed his spot. You see him shaking his head because of it, but he's got good life on that heater, and when that's the case, you can afford to miss your spot from time to time and get away with it.
Joe Madden chatting with last night's winner, Kyle Hendricks. Driven into center for a base hit.
That's Prado's game. Compact short stroke, doesn't strike out much. The line drive hitter. Kind of an early cheat there as he opens up the hips. Now, the Marlins hit into a lot of double plays. Yelich hits the ball on the ground a lot.
Calling another double play
call,
like he did in the ninth.
Just the nature of the combatants here.
Hit pretty well, but it's Chris Coghlan to make the catch, the former Marlin. So a line out for Yelich, 2 down, and here's Giancarlo Stanton. 0 for 3 with a walk in the opener.
Such an impressive specimen. He hit a fly ball to right field last night. Broke his bat, I think. It was down off the end of the bat, but still hit it a long ways. Launched a throw from maybe just in front of the warning track all the way to third base on the fly.
Well, they have squared up 3 in a row here, 2 for hits. That'll get Ozuna to the plate.
Nobody hits the ball harder than Giancarlo Stanton. This is a slider that didn't slide, and Jason's lucky it stayed in the ballpark.
Marcell Ozuna, an unlikely all-star. Only a year ago, he was demoted to the minors. A real feel-good first half story in the National League. Came to the team as a bench player, got into the starting lineup as an injury replacement, and became only the 4th Marlin ever to start in the All-Star game. Can you name the other 3?
All-Star starters for the Marlins. Charles Johnson.
No. One of them is
Giancarlo Stanton.
Currently on base. Yeah, Stanton is one. Gary Sheffield and Hanley Ramirez.
Oh, I would have nailed that one.
Hitters count here 2-0. The kick and the pitch. 3-0. On deck is Derek Dietrich. Cardinals were off last night, but they gained a half game on the Marlins for the second wild card spot. They're a half game back. Cardinals and Reds tonight in Cincinnati, 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th. So if the Cardinals are scoreboard watching, this is the first game they'll look at as they trail the Cubs in the Central by 8, 3-1. Cubs really don't have to scoreboard watch. Joe said it the other day. If we do what we do, we really don't have to worry about anybody else. It's the position every team wants to be in as you get into August.
Yeah, I don't think the standings will really affect the Cubs too much. It might get their attention if the Cardinals were to sneak within 5 games or so. A big pitch coming here, and Contreras wants to chat with Jason Hammel about it. Ozuna's got a lot of power. He's hit 19 home runs this year. At 23 2 seasons ago, that was a breakout year for him, really his first full year in the big leagues. Maybe a little bit of a step backwards last year with that demotion, but a very talented young player.
He waits on a 3-1 from Hammel. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Here's Dietrich.
Now, normally you don't think about a critical at bat in the first inning, but when you're up against Jose Fernandez, This indeed is a big confrontation for Hammel.
Cubs pitchers have done a great job with the bases loaded. They've held opponents to 7 for 69. That's a 101 average with 1 walk. And 3 grand slams this year. Fouled back. You're probably wondering what the major league average is with the bases loaded this year.
What is that?
So the overall batting average of Major League Baseball, all situations, 255. Bases loaded, it's 264. The Cubs pitchers have been really good in this spot. 0-2 on Dietrich as Hammel tries to get out of it. One and two.
Jason's been tough with men on base with runners in scoring position. They're hitting about $160 off of him.
Contreras sets up with the outside and a good slider, and Dietrich with a good eye. That's a good 1-2 pitch. A lot of guys will chase.
He had an inclination, but able to lay off.
Broken bat roller to Rizzo. Hammel at the bag, and the inning is over. So they threatened but did not score and have not crossed the plate in the first 10 innings of this series. Jose Fernández to the mound. Southwest starting lineup. They grabbed their major league leading 32nd win by at least 5 runs last night. Fowler, Contreras hitting second, followed by Anthony Rizzo. Had a huge night last night. Zobrist back in the lineup in the cleanup spot. Hayward batting 5th with Russell 6th. The former Marlin Coughlin in left. Baez at 3rd. And Hammel hitting .234. Jose Fernández just turned 24 years old. And a strike called on Dexter Fowler.
Yeah, Fernández, one of the best in the business. 12-5 with a .279 earned run average.
Pulled into right. Fowler will make the turn on his way to second. On his way to third. It's a triple.
Well, that's an exciting way to begin the bottom of the first. Dexter Fowler ripping one into the right field corner. Triple number 4 for Fowler, who's among the leaders active in the 3-base hit department. Fernández, you see, misses the spot badly. Real Muto set up outside, that ball on the inner half. Still an impressive swing of the bat to get to that velocity in there on the inside corner. And then the long strides of Dexter Fowler carry him safely to third base.
Helps a Greater Chicago Food Depository, courtesy Binny's.
First ever start for Jose Fernández in this ballpark.
Fowler's 69th career triple. He ranks 8th on the active list. Diving stop, Echeverria, no throw, infield hit, 1-0. 2 batters in. The Cubs get on the board.
Impressive turnaround after the Marlins threaten and come up empty. Just like that, the Cubs take the lead, and as they did last night, they draw first blood. And of course, last night the Marlins didn't draw any blood. Colonel Hendricks shut him out. Echeverria is a good one, but I'm not going to throw out Contreras. 2 of the more athletic catchers in the game here tonight, with Contreras and Real Muto.
Rizzo 3 for 3, double, triple, walk, hit by pitch, scored twice in the series opener, and a first pitch fastball for a strike. Fernández turned 24 on Sunday. Born in Cuba, went to high school in Tampa, Florida. 14th overall pick in the 2011 draft. Their second round pick that year was Adam Conley, who we saw last night.
And all-star this year was Fernández for the second time in his career. He was an all-star in 2013, his rookie season, when he won the Rookie of the Year award.
2-1. Fernández was 15 when he left Cuba after several failed attempts to escape the island. Spent some time in jail as a result of those unsuccessful tries. Family first went to Texas and then ended up in Florida. Mattingly wants to know where that pitch was. 3 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
That's a sinker or a changeup. Probably a changeup. Yeah, circle change at 91 miles an hour.
Call, strike 3. He painted on 98.
Yeah, he did a bunch of that in that start down in Miami, and comes off that 3-1 changeup. That's just a brilliant pitch. Let's check in with the fish here defensively, and it's brought to you by Arby's. Yelich, Ozuna, and Stanton. Ozuna and Stanton both with strong arms. Stanton off the chart strong. Prado, Echeverria, Dietrich, and Chris Johnson, as Justin Bohr is on the DL. JT Real Muto, he's been really good behind the plate.
Ben Zobrist playing second and hitting cleanup. Got the night off last night, surging lately. 13 for 32 over his last 9 games. That's a 4.06 clip. So he was off last night. Chris Bryant not in the lineup tonight. Addison Russell potentially could get a day tomorrow. Cubs have 2 off days coming up, Thursday and Monday. On the ground to the shortstop, Echeverria, the flip, Dietrich the turn, and the inning is over. But Fowler's triple followed by the Contreras single, and the Cubs lead 1-0 after an inning.
Fly last year, and they certainly did it again this year, and still have a couple more options waiting. But I mean, you guys have seen it. You know, Chapman walking in from the bullpen, you know, is now kind of a must-see TV here, and it changes the entire complexion of the game.
Chris Johnson down in the count, 0-2, and the latest to arrive, right-hander Joe Smith. You see Contreras really getting down as that ball is hit on the ground at third. Baez will make the play. What did Joe have to say today? I know tons of media were around his locker when he showed up today.
Yeah, he's a guy who grew up in the Cincinnati area, watching Cubs games on WGN, just laying on the couch waiting for baseball practice to start. You know, his mom has been dealing with Huntington's disease for a while now, so for him, you know, not just from a professional standpoint of joining a first place team, to be, you know, closing basically 2,000 miles and getting closer to home, you know, in his family in the Cincinnati area, is huge. I think he's, you know, kind of exactly what this bullpen kind of needed to kind of as a change of pace option. And as Joe Madden, you know, said, he loves the funk, and that's what he expects him to bring.
1-0 on Echeverria, the shortstop. That one hit pretty well out into center, but Fowler with a beat on it will make the catch. JD, we've got a doubleheader coming up against the Brewers. The Brian Mattis experiment lasted 1 start. Mike Montgomery in the bullpen. could start. Trevor Cahill coming back from the DL. Cubs have a couple of options. It'll be interesting to see who that sixth starter will be.
Montgomery made a couple starts with Seattle right before he was traded here, and he pitched well. And he would prefer to be a starter down the road. Maybe he'll get an opportunity. There's depth now because with Chapman and Wood, there's three lefties out there now. Although Chapman's the closer, so he has that defined role. It will be interesting to see what they do in that double dip.
Fernandez, tapper to Baez, and that's the inning. Patrick, always a pleasure. Thanks for the time. Make sure you follow Patrick against CSNChicago.com for all your Cubs news. 1-0 Cubs. Jason Hayward leading off the Cubs second. Modest 7-game hitting streak, 8 out of 28. 2 hits last night. Fly to center, easy play, Ozuna. Russell, the shortstop, game-winning 2-run single in the first inning last night.
Fernandez, rather pedestrian of late. His last 5 starts, 2-2 with a 4.35 ERA.
Right center, Stanton is on the slide, and he can just knock it down. 1-out single for Russell.
They got a little bit of a late break, and not going to be able to track that one down, so it's a 1-out knock for Addison Russell. Ball moving in on him down near the label, and just nudges it out there in the shallow right.
The Marlins are watching Fernandez's innings. Same with Conley. Want to make sure these guys are still able to help them deep into September, and they hope October. Inside ball 1 on Coughlin.
Last time out, Fernandez got beat by the Cardinals. The real big news is it happened in his home ballpark. He allowed 5 runs in 5 innings. It's just the second time he has lost in his career at home. He's 26-2 now with a 1.62 ERA back in Miami.
Yeah, 2 things for Fernandez that the Marlins have to consider with his innings. He's 24, so they'd be pretty careful with him anyway. And he had Tommy John surgery in May of 14.
They made just 8 starts that year, came back last year and made 11 starts. And they've got some dates built in into the schedule where they're going to skip him. Monitor the workload so they have him available down the stretch and hopefully from their point of view into the playoffs.
Not that you would abuse him in terms of the innings, but small market. He'll be a free agent 2019. Fly ball to left. Yelich drifting back, and on the warning track he's got it. So you have to think about the long term, whether he's going to be a Marlin when he has a chance to become a free agent or not. How many opportunities are you going to have to make the playoffs? So again, not that they're going to push him too hard, but there is some math involved here. You're not just going to, in my opinion, do the Strasburg and say, all right, he got to 160 innings, done.
No,
don't use them at all.
Right, and I think that's why they've built in some days going forward where they're going to skip turns with the idea that he won't surpass, whatever that target is. He'll be within reach of that, or won't go far beyond it by the end of the year.
the hardest decision would be probably a good one for them, and that is if they go deep into the playoffs and they have kind of an idea where they'd like to cut it off for him. Will they not use him for those extra 15 to 20 innings if they're still alive? Sometimes it's hard to think big picture, right? When you're, game 5 of the NLCS or something. Baez with a line shot right at Ozuna. And that'll end the inning. It's 1-0 Cubs after 2. Realmuto takes a strike. We were talking off the air about the Fernández conversation, and I forgot Major League Baseball players have agents, and Scott Boras is Jose Fernández's agent. So, yeah, I'm sure he'll be involved in those innings conversations, and I believe already has been kept up to date on how the Marlins planned to handle their star pitcher this year. Down ball right at Russell. Hey, Cub fans, let's go. Tickets for next week's series with the Angels are still available. Don't miss any of the action here at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com to get your tickets today.
Yeah, in a perfect world, the players' interest and the club's interest are parallel. But sometimes that's not the case.
Cubs have thought about these things a lot. They probably had fewer innings for all their pitchers in spring training than ever before. But the idea of our interest is to play for 7 months, not just 6.
Well, that's one of the reasons why Toronto acquired Liriano, correct? So they could move Aaron Sanchez to the bullpen.
Two strikes on Prado. Spoiler swing that time.
Yeah, that's old school there. Just choke up. Poke it the other way. Take 2 and go to right.
Foul tip, strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Hammel.
Well, again, Prado takes that minimalist approach, just trying to put the ball in play, and still comes up empty.
Full slate of action around the majors. Madison Bumgarner, 4 innings tonight so far. He's given up 6 runs to the Phillies. Only 2 have been earned. It's 6-1 Philadelphia in the top of the 5th. Twins beating up on the Indians again, 8-0 as they play the 4th. That's last against first. Carlos Carrasco gave up 8 runs in 3 2/3. We'll have more on some injuries around baseball. The Indians had to put one of their starters on the DL. Max Kepler has hit another home run tonight. His 15th.
3 of them last night, 3 2-run shots for the Twin youngster. Yelich is going to be an interesting case to follow. He's a very polished young hitter, and will they try to get him to lift the ball a little bit more to produce more long balls, more of a line drive type hitter?
Ten home runs so far, career high. Opposite field, base hit. So let's go around baseball and some DL stints coming up. Danny Salazar has right elbow inflammation. Horrible news for Trevor Story and the Rockies. He leads the National League in home runs. Sounds like he's done for the year with a torn ulnar collateral ligament in his left thumb. Shortstop Asdrubal Cabrera put on the DL by the Mets. They made a bunch of moves today.
Cabrera's been battling that knee issue for quite some time. Story apparently got hurt. A head-first slide into second base.
The Mets added Jay Bruce to the roster. Jonathan Neese is back. They promoted an infielder, Ty Kelly, and left-hander Josh Edgin from the minors.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. Jonathan Neese, the former Met, back to New York, and apparently Neil Walker is living in his apartment in New York. So what happens now that Neese is back? It's like the Odd Couple. Neil's going to have to move out.
Right. So is he renting Neese's apartment?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm assuming he was renting it. Maybe Neese just let him live there.
Yasiel Puig optioned to the minors by the Dodgers. The Dodgers said he was told not to come to the ballpark yesterday because they knew he would either be traded or sent down. Stanton in the air to Hayward, and that'll end the inning. 3 shutout frames for Hammel, who has a 1-0. We're down 6-1.
Yes.
They're now tied 6-6. Just put up 5 in the 5th at Philadelphia. 0-2. How about these 2 starting pitchers? Hammel came in at 234. Fernández at 257. They have combined for 13 RBIs. I want to welcome all our viewers watching on Cascade Communications in Cascade, Iowa. Called strike 3. Right down the middle, 97 miles an hour. 2 strikeouts, both looking and both on fastballs.
Gets you thinking, especially a right-handed hitter, if he gets you thinking about that slider, you're not going to be able to pull the trigger on that high-octane gas that he features.
So I mentioned Fowler earlier with his 69th triple. 8th among active players, although we've got I think 3 guys who are not really playing right now. They're technically considered active. Shane Victorino, Carl Crawford, and Jimmy Rollins. There's a base hit. He's 2 for 2.
No problem with the heater from Fernández. First time up, he was in a little bit. He rips it to right for a triple. This time out over the plate, bangs it into center. So he's halfway to a cycle. That's very exciting. Fernández tough to run on. 1 steal in 7 tries with Fernández on the mound.
Like he and Fowler were having a little friendly conversation. They were technically all-star teammates, even though Fowler was unable to participate due to injury. Fernández, he likes to trash talk a little bit, and you know, if you hit a home run off him, he'll yell at you, "Hey, nice job," tip his cap.
Well, this is a good matchup then, because
he and Contreras
is very animated as well.
Cut from the same cloth. So if they were playing pickup basketball, one guy might hit a 3 and say, "Come on, let's go. What you got?" swing and a miss by Contreras. Real Muto couldn't get a handle on the pitch. Dexter's got his 8th steal.
Real Muto's thrown out close to 40% and playing a little hit and run here. Contreras comes up empty. If Real Muto picks that cleanly, I think he's going to throw Dexter out. Did not have a real big jump, but he didn't. So there he stands.
That's a base hit. Fowler to third. He'll be held by Gary Jones. First and third, 1 out. Top of the order, Fowler and Contreras, a combined 4 out of 4.
Yeah, Contreras doesn't get the RBI, but he's able to serve that base hit into left. A good decision to throw up the stop sign there by Jonesy. Though Yelich does not throw particularly well, he was on that ball in a hurry.
Double play depth up the middle. Rizzo pops it up. Echeverria out. Yelich in, and Yelich has it. And Contreras is going to be safe. Throw to the plate. Safe there. Ball got away. Contreras to second. Throw there. Out. He thinks
Contreras
he's safe.
thinks he's safe. A little swim move there on the tag. So hang on, we'll take a look here. We'll go to the bat phone.
It'll take us an hour to recap that play.
I'm not sure what Contreras was doing. Was he moving with the pitch?
I'm not sure. Cubs lead 2-0. So the Fowler run will count no matter what. And we're waiting to see if Joe wants to challenge the call at second base.
Yeah, you can see what Contreras is arguing, that he was able to pull that right hand and shoulder out of the way and got to the base with the left hand. We can't tell from that angle exactly when the tag was applied. I think they're having the same issues in the Cubs video room. They don't have a real clean look.
So no challenge, and JD will break it down when we come back. The scoring, we heard Rizzo gets an RBI. Seven, 3, 2 on 4 to get Contreras. Anthony will gladly take it.
7-3.
That's not a sacrifice fly, right?
No. Fowler didn't go home until the throw was made to first base. So I get a feeling that RBI is going to be taken away from Anthony.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm thinking that, yeah, Fowler simply scored on the throw.
Yeah, Yelich throws the ball to first base. Dexter takes off.
One, two, and it just missed. No RBI. When in doubt, there's a fielder's choice, allowing Fowler to score. There we go, Rosie. That was a weird play. I don't know if I've seen one quite like it. A good throw by Yelich, and the inning would have ended without that run scoring as Ozuna grounds out.
Yeah, it looked like Yelich looked and he saw he had so much time, and sometimes you see infielders do this too, where they have so much time. They just kind of goose the throw. If he just steps into his throw, puts something on it, they're going to have an easy double play at first base.
So I guess it was just a bad read by Contreras. He thought it was going to drop.
That's either that or he forgot how many outs there were. Taking off with the swing, with contact. I don't think he was going on the pitch. We don't, I was watching the pitch to home plate, but that replay we showed as the pitch was being delivered, and the ball was being put in play, I think he would have already been in our line of sight had he been going with the pitch.
Two balls, no strikes. What's going on here? And the pitch. It's inside. The complete game shutout by Hendricks last night. 9 scoreless innings by the Cubs bullpen Sunday. So it's 21 consecutive scoreless innings and counting for the Cubs pitching staff as Hammel walks Dietrich with 1 out.
Tomorrow the Cubs will conclude this series with the Marlins. First pitch is at 1:20, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive Cubs graphic socks presented by StubHub. For more information, visit Cubs.com. Come sockless.
And leave socked. The pitch to Chris Johnson. Ball 1.
And if you leave socked, don't drive.
Outfielder Andrew Benintendi, Red Sox top prospect, is in the big leagues. He is not in their lineup tonight in Seattle. Orlando Arcia is Brewers top prospect. They play in San Diego tonight. Zobrist, Russell, Rizzo. That's it. Inning over. Big double play ball for Hammel. Still 2-zip.
Then I guess Kyle just chuckled and said, "Man, I'm just glad it's over."
Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I don't think it was ever particularly realistic to think Kyle Schwarber would have been traded, but you can never say never.
No, because that's that's kind of the story around this club. They had so much depth that they were in position to move position players to acquire pitching if the right guy came along. But it was fairly apparent early on that it was not their intention to move Schwarber. But yeah, I don't think there's any such thing as an untouchable.
Zobrist bounces to Dietrich. Short throw. And 1 away here in the Cubs' 4th inning. Congrats to Jose Bautista. He has hit his 300th career home run tonight. Leading off for the Blue Jays. They're in Houston, and it's 2-0 Toronto in the top of the 4th. Fernández to Hayward. Ball 1. Kohler and Lackey tomorrow. And off to the West Coast for the weekend. Tomorrow's probables brought to you by PNC. 22nd start for both right-handers. have it for you on CSN. Swing and a miss. Good sliding.
It's interesting. Jason Hayward has seen a lot of fastballs this year, especially up and on the hands. With Fernandez's velocity, you would figure that would be his game plan, but he's thrown him 2 sliders and a changeup in this sequence.
Dietrich again. Two outs, it's Addison Russell.
Fernandez is one of those guys that can kind of go along pitching at 92, 93, and then when it gets in a little bit of a jam, you'll see 97, 98. There's 98 without being in a jam. Hey, it's what is it? Is it 70s night? Renaissance Festival?
That section it is. Two and one.
If I had known, I would have dressed appropriately.
Breaking ball, strike, 2 and 2.
Fernández has had 7 double-digit strikeout games this year. He's topped out at 14.
And he just worked a quick 1-2-3 fourth in his first perfect inning tonight. Cubs 2, Marlins nothing. 5 different times, including this season. So his next win will be a new career high. Right center, Fowler on the run. Echeverria is 0 for 2. That will bring up the pitcher Fernández. Jose does not have a bat.
He is so focused on his primary job, he was going to go up there without a bat. That would be a little interesting psychological experiment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of freak the opposing pitcher out if he went up there without a bat.
I assume you're allowed to. Is there anything in the rule book that says you have to have a bat?
I don't know. I'm guessing not. Story, we talked about it the other day. Norm Cash going up there with a leg from a training table to face Nolan Ryan. Jose Cruz on occasion would use a fungo bat if he was in a slump, had a hard time, felt like the bat was dragging, he'd go up there with a fungo.
Previous pitch was kind of an awkward finish by Fernández. He and Contreras came together. The outside. You see Hammel, he's pitching to Fernández like he can hit, and he can.
Not going to get lazy after Renato took him deep in his last start.
Baez to Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo likes to visit Lurie Children's Hospital and visit all the young patients and their families. He did it again today. He was on the pediatric oncology floor and brought gifts, took a lot of pictures. Wilson Contreras also made a visit to Advocate Children's Hospital in Oak Lawn. And a special thanks to Jeff McGee, stepped in and made that very special hospital visit double header possible today. Good stuff. Real Muto in the leadoff spot. No D. Gordon in their lineup tonight. A strike. 1-1.
Muto with a .346 on base percentage, primarily because of the high batting average, hitting .312 after 0 for 2 so far here tonight. And he's an emerging young player. Former infielder. Strong arm behind the plate. Gives you a good AB.
Hammel's 2-2. This is high. Full count. Prado waiting on deck.
Marlins' best chance came in the first. They loaded the bases after 1 out. We'll check that 2 out. Single, line out, single walk to load the bases, and then Derek Dietrich grounded out to end the inning. A little solid contact for the Marlins in that inning. But not much since then.
Muto chased a bad one, and the inning is over. Halfway home on a Tuesday night. The Cubs carry a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the inning. For the Cubs here in the bottom of the 5th against Jose Fernández, who gave up runs in the 1st and the 3rd. And a heater for a strike to Chris Coghlan. First place matchup in Baltimore. Orioles 4, Rangers nothing. They're in the 8th inning.
Dylan Bundy, the young right-hander, no hitter into the 6th in that ball game.
Carlos Beltran DHing for Texas, batting 3rd. Jonathan Lucroy catching and hitting 6th.
Fernandez slider, a real lane changer, a la Jake Arrieta. And he'll throw it, you know, it's sometimes you see it referred to as a curveball, other times a slider. Is just he has the ability to manipulate that pitch, make it a little bigger, a little shorter. Usually you'll see it 82 to 85 miles per hour. Change up in the upper 80s. We saw a change up at 91 here tonight.
Ground ball into center.
Well, this is a heater, 97 miles an hour out over the heart of the plate. And Chris, short, quick, compact stroke. And a little pepper with Marcell Ozuna.
Cardinals just grabbed a 3-2 lead in Cincinnati on a Jed Jerko 7th inning home run. Ross Ohlendorf gave up the home run. It was the 21st time a Reds reliever has allowed a home run to the first batter he has faced.
Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals tonight. Dan Straley made the start for Cincinnati.
has a lower ERA than Wainwright on the year. He went one more inning tonight.
We got a balk.
So Fernández charged with the balk, and he's asking Mike Winters what he did. What did you see?
I saw the umpire yell balk.
Okay, right there.
Oh yeah, a little buckle of the knee.
One and two on Baez. Charlie Tilson made his major league debut tonight playing center field for the White Sox, but he has a strained left hamstring. And the White Sox trail the surging Tigers 8-1 in the 7th. Detroit looking for its 7th consecutive win.
Could they gotten to deal with the Cardinals, right? Got a hit first time up and then got hurt.
Yeah, he went to New Trier. He's from Wilmette, Illinois. 23 years old.
Base hit by Chris Coughlin, the 6th by the Cubs here tonight. Coming into this ball game, Fernandez had yielded a .211 batting average.
He just struck out Baez.
Cardinals put Aledmys Diaz on the DL. He hurt his thumb. Johnny Peralta coming back from a thumb injury.
Echeverria will get Hammel. That was a sharply struck ground ball. Jason 0 for 2.
Well, we'll see how aggressive they are here with Fowler. 2 out of 2 tonight. Man in scoring position, a base open. Real Muto out to chat with Fernandez. Likely discussing that very thing. And so far, we haven't been able to figure this guy out. How do you want to go after him? And if we fall behind, what should the plan be?
I would assume it would be plan B.
Plan B.
Swing and a miss on the change.
Fastball, but not really competitive. Nowhere near the strike zone. Runners in scoring position. Fernandez really leans heavily on the slide ball. That's what that was supposed to be. I think it squirted out of his hand a little bit.
Count even at 2 apiece. Fowler tripled and scored in the first, singled, stole a base, scored in the third. He might have gone, and he held up. Mark Wegner made the call.
Well, the only fastball he's thrown him in this sequence was way off the plate outside. Changeups and sliders. And the question is, do they feel like they've slowed him down enough where they could beat him with a heater, or are they just going to stay away from it?
Batting it in, and Fowler, part of all the one scoring for the Cubs tonight as he drives in Conklin. 3-0.
That was pretty impressive work right there by Fowler. So many times we see him work deep count, sees a lot of pitches. This is a backdoor slider. They try to throw that low bottom of his own slide ball, and Fowler just leans on it, whacks it into right center field. He's the man of the match.
3 for 3. Now Contreras, he's 2 for 2 with an RBI.
Checking a lot of boxes tonight. 3 for 3, scored 2, drove in 1, stole a base. Nice play here by the former infielder, Real Muto.
The odd innings have been good for the Cubs. First, third, and fifth. Single tallies in each. Three and one. Cubs chased Adam Conley out of the game early last night. He only went 4 innings, threw almost 100 pitches. They have made Fernández work tonight. Fouled away on 3-2.
And Conley walked 5 plus an intentional walk in his outing. Cubs just stringing together really good at bats, seeing a lot of pitches. Look at Jose Fernández game by game, and you're not going to see many games where he allows more hits than innings pitched.
Another reach by Contreras. Comes Juan Nieves.
So we talked about the innings situation with Fernández this year and how they're going to try to limit that and stretch him out, give him extra time off. And the other consideration is games like this when he's laboring. Does it make sense to maybe go to the bullpen a little bit earlier than you might otherwise, just to protect his arm a little bit, protect him from throwing too many pitches under duress? It's a tough call for Don Mattingly because he's the ace of your rotation. He's the guy you normally want out there even when he's not at his best.
Two on, a run in. Time called as Rizzo wanted to get set up in the box. He looks at ball one.
Anthony on base 5 times last night, 3 hits, double, triple, single. Was hit by a pitch, took a walk.
2-1. A win tonight, and the Cubs would be 92-92 all time in the regular season against the Marlins. Dating back to 93, the first year of the then Florida Marlins franchise. It's back when they wore teal hats and helmets. Mike Dunn just getting started in the bullpen. He walked in, and they're loaded for Zobrist.
There's 2 walks of the night, back to back here. Fernández really clean in the 4th, 3 up, 3 down, very efficient. Looked like he was really settling in. Cubs doing a great job against him here in the 5th. Look at his game log, only 3 times this year as he allowed more hits than innings pitched in an outing.
We'll go from the line with the bases full and high and wide to Zobrist. Cubs can really break it open now, already leading by 3.
Working from behind quite a bit in this game. Does not have the fastball command here tonight that we saw last time.
Foul tip, 1-1.
That's way above average. Rare chase from Ben, doesn't go out of the zone very much.
Will get out of play, foul. Madison Bumgarner is done tonight. It's 8-8 Giants and Phils in the 7th. He gave up 8 runs, 4 earned in his 5 innings. And Zobrist strikes out. Cubs leave the bases loaded, but they do add a run and lead 3-0. Great to have her here. Hammel in the 6th, 5 shutout innings and a 3-0 lead.
Cubs starters have been so good all year long. Went through that tough stretch prior to the All-Star break, but boy, they've been really good here in the second half.
2-0. So I mentioned Bumgarner tonight having kind of an off night. So his ERA now in the year is 2.25. Kyle Hendricks at 2.22. Now ranked 2nd in the majors in ERA, behind only Clayton Kershaw, who's at 1.79. Kershaw, however, sitting at 121 innings pitched, as he is on the disabled list. To qualify for the ERA title, you have to have an inning per team game. So by the end of the season, you have to have at least 162 innings. So Kershaw may not even be able to qualify when it's all said and done. He's at 179. So it'll be tough to catch him. Can you believe it? We're in early August. The Cubs' number 5 starter among active pitchers has the best ERA in baseball. Zobrist has it. 1 away.
Yeah, and it's hard to hang that number 5 label on him anymore because he's pitched like an ace.
Arrieta 275, Lester 295, Lackey 369. Rizzo will get there before Yelich. Hammel currently at 308. Two outs, nobody on. You always love facing Stanton in this spot, as opposed to any other time, especially with runners on base. That will get down in right center and keep the inning alive for Ozuna. Second hit of the night for Stanton.
A slide ball and stays up. And a couple of mistakes to Stanton here tonight, and Stanton has taken advantage with a couple of knocks.
Pitch to Ozuna. He checked his swing and fouled. Hey, shout out to the Buckinghams, Chicago's very own. Big hits back in the 60s. They sang the national anthem tonight. It sounded great.
They were in great voice.
Ground ball up the middle. Zobrist has it. Little flip to Russell at the bag, and the inning is over. Bottom 6, Cubs 3, Miami nothing.
Experience plus fans with tickets have direct access to Wrigley Field. For more information, visit DraftKingsWrigley.com.
Cubs leading the Marlins 3-0. And helping out their rivals, the Cardinals, who are just a half game back of the Marlins for the second wild card spot. Seesaw game in Cincinnati. Adam Duvall just hit a go-ahead 2-run homer in the last of the 7th. It's 4-3 Reds over St. Louis. And Joey Votto, and I think you had 270 as your over/under.
Well, initially
struggling. He's at 291. Yeah. He's 3 for 3 tonight.
Actually adjusted up to 291.
Hayward with a base hit.
It looks like he's going to fly by that. Just another example of a player, becoming who they are. Earlier this year, he's saying, "I'd rather retire than play at such a poor level."
In honor of the late Dennis Green, Joey Votto is who he thought he was.
Yes, he is. Hit better than 400 in the month of July. Yet another hit. Fernandez. I'm a little bit surprised at the pitch selection against Jason here tonight. He's been in the stretch an awful lot this evening.
Yeah, when we saw him in Miami, I mean, he was dazzling. Seven innings, 13 strikeouts. He has 5 strikeouts tonight.
Warm, humid night. Obviously, he is working very hard. There's bullpen action up in the last inning. Quiet down there now. It's about to change.
And we've got a piece of Russell. Yeah, the home run thing is really interesting. You mentioned his Marlins Park record, 26-2 with a 162 and 38 career starts, 8-12 in 29 road starts with a 380. Nobody really hits him anywhere in terms of the batting average against, but
yeah, this year the home ERA 2.11, on the road coming into this start 3.86. I guess in the evolution of a true ace, right? That would probably be the next thing you look for. That kind of domination, or at least close to it,
everywhere
on the road as well as at home. Yeah.
Right-hander Nick Whitgren heating up in the bullpen, low and outside.
He's been in a lot of hitters counts here tonight.
Full count, 3-2 on Coughlin. Pedro Strop grabs a baseball. Two on, nobody out, and the 3-2. He got him. First out of the inning. And it'll bring up Baez.
Well, Chris had the advantage, but he chased the 3-1 changeup, and then the slider got him. Two real quality pitches there by Fernández after falling behind.
Home run cut. Baez came up empty. Can't keep up with that game in Cincinnati. The Cardinals have the lead again. Tommy Pham following Brandon Moss. Home runs, and they were not back to back, but both in the 8th inning. 5-4 Cardinals. Where the Reds bullpen cannot keep the ball in the ballpark. It's 3 home runs they've allowed in under 2 innings. Baez strikes out. It'll be Miguel Montero to hit for Hammel.
Reds bullpen collectively a .524 earned run average, by far the worst in the league.
So Hammel with 6 shutout innings. How about the starters in this series? 15 innings, no runs.
Yeah, and so this is a byproduct of the good work that Hendricks did last night. He throws a complete game shutout, so you got a well-rested bullpen, got a chance to tack on here with a tired pitcher on the mound. So Joe's going to use Montero and try to do just that. Hammel continues his outstanding work here. 3-0, looking to be 4-0 since the All-Star break.
Wide for ball 1. This will be the 100th pitch of the night for Fernández, and it's rolled foul to first. Hammel's season ERA at 3.07. And he didn't look too happy that he was coming out. Starters usually are not happy when they are taken out of the game. And usually in a couple of minutes that adrenaline calms down a little bit and they say, oh hey, I just threw 6 shutout innings. Swing and a miss. Fernández finds a way out of it. But the Cubs lead 3-0 as we go to the 7th. It's 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and it's right-hander Pedro Strop with a 3-0 advantage in the 7th.
Well, Joe Madden ready to play the trifecta here tonight. Strop, Rondon, Chapman to finish this ball game. That would be the plan. We'll see if it unfolds such a manner. Hammel in pursuit of his 11th win. It would be a career best.
Jim Bonta, his 73rd. Here at the ballpark tonight, and Dan and Carol DiCaprio celebrating their 42nd wedding anniversary. And they're here from Manhattan, Illinois. Congrats.
You got Leonardo with him?
I don't know. I'm sure if there were a Leo sighting in the ballpark, we would have found out. One and one to Dietrich. Quick pitch, 2-1. Lifted foul off of third, out of play.
You know, you can find out now what a hitter is batting or what a pitcher gives up on any pitch. You can find out what it is in a given count. You can find out what it is based on pitch selection.
Broken bat single for Dietrich. Would that have been something you would have been interested in when you were active?
I guess. Yeah, I would say you would want to. I would want to know, fastball versus off-speed stuff, not necessarily, changeups and sliders specifically. I think it's more of a way to evaluate. I think as a pitcher, you want to know where guys chase. What counts, what locations are their soft spots.
Might be nearing Ichiro territory. Johnson the batter, Echeverria on deck, pitcher spot after that.
But the point I was trying to get to is that with Strop, I want to know what the batting average is against him on his quick pitch or the swing and miss percentage.
He flags it down and he throws it away, and everybody's safe. Well, I was just thinking that would have been, I think, tailor-made had it gotten past the pitcher.
And it still should have been. Strop had time, and he just put a little too much on this throw. The former infielder, he gathers himself a little bit and then slings it.
He'll be charged with a throwing error. Trouble. And Chris Bosio heading out to the mound. Tying run coming up. Ichiro now in the on-deck circle. Aroldis Chapman heading down to the Cubs bullpen. Got to pitch now, but just to hang down there with his teammates. While we have a moment, let's check out the Rocket Arms, brought to you by Quicken Loans. And the two starting pitchers, Jason Hammel out pitching Jose Fernández.
And the nervous times now for Jason. A couple of men on, nobody out.
Down by Contreras. Marlins have yet to score in this series, but they are threatening big time.
As a pitcher, you get that comebacker, and you know if you make the play, you got yourself 2 outs, and there's a tendency to rush that play.
He also may have thought it was Russell's play on the cover, even though Zobrist was at the bag. Russell was behind him. Echeverria held.
Yeah, you'll communicate before the pitch as to who's got the bag, and you know. The bottom line is a pitcher just to throw the ball over the base. You got 2 guys converging there, just throw the ball over the bag. Can be a little disconcerting when you got 2 guys coming into the picture.
Base hit left field, and the Marlins get their first run of the night. It's 3-1. And here comes Ichiro. 2 hits away from 3,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, pinch hitting for the Marlins, number 51, Ichiro Suzuki.
The pinch hit at bat last night, lying to third. Up on their feet for this confrontation. But fans would prefer he doesn't get one closer here in this particular at bat. They'd be pulling for him in a blowout game, but 2-run game in the 7th, not so much.
Johnson at second, Echeverria at first, nobody out. Single, error, single. 1-1. Big swing and a miss. 1-2. He got him. That's a big first out for Strop. Time now for the greater coverage of baseball. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Might see Ichiro in the starting lineup tomorrow. Day game after a night game, 16th Major League season. 42 years old. Surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. Mariners, Yankees, Marlins. Real Muto takes a strike. Swing and a miss on this slider. 0-2. Travis Wood on the right is the lefty. The righty on the left is newcomer Joe Smith. That deflects off the leg of Strop into right. Scoring on the play is Johnson. 3-2.
Strop with that little Louis Tiant turn and deliver. Two-seam fastball up in the zone. Pretty impressive swing of the bat by Real Muto. His first hit of the night.
Prado, a double play candidate.
Joe Smith out there in the bullpen, a sinker baller, gets a lot of outs on the ground, and this is one of the situation why you acquire a guy like Joe Smith.
Right now he's just watching the action from the bullpen. 1-0. Now 1-1. We've got a lefty, Yelich, on deck. Slider called strike 2. 1-2. It's a sign from Contreras. Here it is.
Seen Prado go into that two-strike approach frequently. He did it back in the third and ended up striking out on a high fastball. Like he was okay.
2 balls, 2 strikes, a pitch, swing and a miss, 2 down.
He needed to make a big pitch, and he did. Strike to ball slider, perfectly placed to get the swing and miss.
Here comes Joe Madden, and it will be left-hander Travis Wood. The Hyundai call to the pen. 3-2 Cubs in the 7th. The Hyundai call to the pen. And it's lefty Travis Wood.
3-0, 270 for Travis. Hitters batting 185. See lefties just 139. Now Yelich, a left-handed hitter who hangs in there against lefties, who's batting 303 against them this year.
On the outside corner, part-time left fielder, full-time reliever Travis Wood.
Travis has inherited 29 base runners this year. Only 3 have scored.
Nothing in 2. The 0-2. Try it again. James Mannon hoping Travis can get out of this. Happy 37th.
Yelich likes to go the other way, and with 2 strikes, much more likely to hit the ball to the outfield. The outfield shading him a little bit the other way.
Two runs in. Cubs lead by 1. The 0-2. 1-2. Wood coming home. It's outside. 2-2. Stanton on deck. The guess here is it would be Joe Smith to face him. Smith is ready in the bullpen.
Everything's been away, save for number 3 there. I wonder if they would take a shot in, try to jam him. The answer is no. Well, it wasn't the intention, but that's exactly what he did.
That will land untouched. Nice attempt by Chris Coghlan.
Floating dangerously close to fair territory, but just a do-over.
Two. Coghlan in. He's got it. Inning over. It's time for the monster 7th inning stretch.
For tonight's stretch, please direct your attention to the outfield video boards.
Runs charged to Pedro Strop tonight, 1 earned. And now Kyle Bearclaw, who pitched for the Marlins, 6-2 with an ERA right at 3. And check out the strikeout numbers, folks. 45 innings, 76 punch outs.
Cubs will try to get those runs back and still lead, but it's only by a run.
Fairclough runs a high walk rate, so patience a key to beating him. He has struck out just about 40% of the batters he has faced. Which is what, right around twice league average.
First time Fowler has been retired tonight. Do you know you're on camera stretching during the 7th inning stretch?
It was a 7th inning stretch.
Yeah. That's what you do. 7th inning.
It's not the 7th inning, just sit there.
Contreras. Ball 1. Hector Rondon.
Fairclough with a plus fastball, mid to upper 90s, and real good slider.
Merrill Swainer. Happy 98th birthday. Popped him up. Short center. Long run in Ozuna. Mike Wagner, 46th. Not Mark Wagner, but Mike Wagner. Rizzo has struck out, fly to left, and walked. Rising fastball, too high. Cubs playing their 106th game of the year, 64-41, best record in baseball. Currently the only team in the majors with a winning percentage over 600.
Good changeup to go along with that fastball slider. He doesn't use this one very often. Split change.
Only two teams with winning percentages under 400. The Braves and the Twins. Everybody else in the 4s and the 5s. Two on the way is low. It's full 3-2. Ben Zobrist on deck.
Anthony trying to get into Fairclough's head here. Is he going to challenge me? Come back with that change. Split the difference and went with the slide ball.
Ball 4. Is the 7th time in this series Rizzo has reached base. 3 walks, 3 hits, a hit by pitch. Rizzo standing on first base and not taking a lead until Fairclough went toward the plate. Zobrist grounds out to Johnson at first, and we go to the 8th inning. It's 3-2 Cubs. Here comes Hector Rondon. 3-2 lead, 8th inning. Here's Hector Rondon.
They're 2-2. Picked up 18 saves while working as the closer in 22 tries. 41 in the 3rd innings. He's really limited the damage. 23 hits, 5 walks, and 50 strikeouts. Got the win Sunday night, 2 innings of scoreless baseball.
Yeah, he was really good. He'll go to work against Stanton, who is 2 for 3. Fastball is low.
Remember last time when he was up there, it was 3-0 ball game. There were 2 outs, nobody on, and you said this is when you like to face Giancarlo Stanton. This situation, not so much. It's a 1-run game. 2 base hits tonight, both singletons for the big guy.
You got Contreras on the backswing.
Tight little slider, fool Stanton.
He's throwing that pitch hard tonight, 88 miles an hour. Here comes another one on the 2-2. Got it.
One very important out recorded. Rondon goes back to the slide ball. Stanton not even close.
One gone, it's Ozuna. 1 out of 5 with a couple of walks in the series.
Late inning, high leverage pitchers prey on the hitter's anxiety in these situations, trying to do something heroic. And get the jump and then expand the zone. You'll get a lot of swings and misses.
Oh, 2. Back-to-back sliders to start this at bat.
After 28 years of age, from Venezuela.
Lined in the right. And a fastball, the only heater he saw in that sequence.
Well, here Ozuna not trying to do anything heroic, just taking the pitch the other way. Solid approach.
He's coming out for a pinch runner, D. Gordon.
Gordon has led the league in stolen bases 2 years prior to this one. Last night he tried Wilson Contreras. It didn't work out real well for him.
They had a little fun with each other. Contreras through the first. D. Gordon with a little Mutombo finger wag, and then Contreras got him at second.
The no-look finger wag. I like it.
Dose of his own medicine. Good stuff. Big lead by Gordon. Not running. Dietrich fouls. Cubs got their runs in the first, third, and the fifth. Single tallies. The Marlins got their 2 in the seventh. One was unearned. Pedro Strop. Ex-Cub Fernando Rodney along with Mike Dunn.
Look no further than the cap to know it's Rodney. Gordon maybe even a little bit bigger now with that lead.
Outside 1-1 on Dietrich.
It's essentially a pitch out there, calling for that fastball away, setting up off the plate. Throw over.
He barely made it back in time. He flirted with danger, and the second time Rondon nailed him.
And Don Mattingly going to check the video. Quick feed by Rondon, and again, you know, if you're a base stealer, you got to put yourself at risk sometimes. And partial credit here to Contreras. The fact that Contreras threw him out last night, D. Gordon knows he has to get an aggressive lead and a good jump to steal that base.
Guessing they'll challenge because this is a huge play, even if they think it's 50-50. And yeah, Don Mattingly will challenge. Forsythe Technology replay review. It didn't look on our first replay that there was anything to overturn this. It doesn't mean they won't. I mean, that is as close as it gets. And the bailout call is always call stands. And the call was out. So we'll see if that holds up.
Yeah, the bailout call is supposed to be call stands, but the more I watch, the more I get the sense that they're as they review it back in New York, they're just coming up with their best guess, what they think, as opposed to, man, it's too close, we're just going to let the call stand. I mean, that happens sometimes, but the fact that these reviews take as long as they do, and they have the technology, they can look at it frame by frame and really break it down.
I think they got him.
Such an important part of the game for a late inning reliever to be able to control the running game.
So he is out. So 2 outs, bases empty. And a 1-1 count on Dietrich.
Quick feet, quick tag.
Here's the pitch. 2-1. Hayward playing pretty deep. And so Dietrich has a 2-out single. He has hits in each of the last 2 innings.
There you go. After the pickoff or caught stealing, the base hit.
Chris Johnson now.
At 2 outs, nobody on. You're going to play deep in the outfield there. No doubles. And similar situation here. Be a little extra deep.
Good start, strike 1.
Johnson not an everyday player. He's hit just 4 home runs this year, but he has power.
Deep left, Coughlin's got it. Chris Johnson lines to the warning track, and the 8th inning is done for the Marlins. Cubs try to tack on, leading 3-2. Dietrich goes second to left. Gordon comes in to play second. And the pitcher is Mike Dunn.
Well, 9-man bullpen for the Marlins these days, but only 1 lefty, and there he stands, the veteran Dunn. 23rd appearance, 2-1 with a 3. Hayward to lead off. Coughlin due 3rd in this inning. So Don Mattingly leans on his lefty.
Ball and 2 strikes. So Aroldis Chapman gets ready for the 9th. Russell on deck. Full count. Could be a 1 and done for the lefty. Scott Schepler, game-ending 3-run homer. Reds beat the Cardinals 7-5. And I think Song-Hwan Oh, who gave it up, he got out of a bases-loaded, no-outs jam in the 8th. What a crazy night in Cincinnati. Broken bat, fly ball, left center. It's Yelich, and he's got it. Let's check out our hefty home run leaderboard in the National League. Trevor Story with a thumb injury may be out for the rest of the year. A couple of Cubs on that list. Jay Bruce, with those home runs as a Red, he is now a New York Met. Mets won 7-1 tonight. Beat the Yankees. Grom over Tanaka. Bruce went 0 for 4.
What a bad trade. Addison has struggled against left-handed pitching this year.
Pirates beat the Braves in Atlanta behind Garrett Cole. 5-3 the final tonight. Russell strikes out. 2 gone. Matt Caesar for Chris Coghlan. Marlins will have Chivaria, a pinch hitter, and Real Muto against Chapman in the ninth. Probably Miguel Rojas would be that pinch hitter. Ground ball, left field base hit. He has done some fine work as a pinch hitter this year.
Has he ever. It's 12 out of 35 now as a pinch hitter.
Baez now due. And Don Mattingly will make a change.
It's kind of a no-brainer when you look at the numbers what Baez has done against left-handed pitching.
I think it's Nick Whitgren who we saw earlier, and we'll be back in the 8th. Hyundai call to the pen. It is right-hander Nick Whitgren to face Javier Baez. 2 outs, 1 on.
Whitgren, a rookie, pitching for the 29th time, 3-1 with a 2.62 ERA. Solid numbers, just 6 walks. 34 1/3. Fastball, curve, and a change. A real hard thrower. They got some out there. He's not one of them.
Here we go. 0-1. Yeah, 93 on the fastball. You're like, eh.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a relief pitcher in this league. That's right around average. I have a little bit of a hot gun tonight here as well.
Might be.
I don't see Chapman go 110 tonight.
Pitching in the upper part of the strike zone here to Baez. 0-2. They went up there again. Phillies clobbered the Giants 13-8 tonight in Philadelphia. Bumgarner got a no decision. Swing and a miss, and we will go to the ninth. It'll be Aroldis Chapman trying to hold a 3-2 lead. stays in, plays left field. Here is the fireballing lefty, Aroldis Chapman, trying to get his 22nd save overall and his second as a Cub. This is his 5th appearance since he was acquired last week.
He has topped out at 105 miles per hour this year, averaging right at 100 in his fastball velocity. Mix in a slider on occasion.
That's Severia to start it. Jeff Mathis, the backup catcher, is on deck as a pinch hitter.
Chapman long and loose, gets great extension.
100, but low for ball one.
Sounded low.
Tap to third. Barehanded pick by is out at first.
Oh my. Oh my. Javi Baez on a play. I think other guys maybe would have let this one roll and hoped that it would kick foul. He stays on it and makes a spectacular play. Look at the throw he gets off.
Perfect.
Not even close.
One down. Here's Mathis. Ball one. That's in for a strike. Chapman works from the stretch. Nobody on. Swing and a miss.
He goes up above the hands with the fastball. There's very few guys who are going to be able to do anything with that pitch.
Crowd oohing and eyeing as they see the pitch speed readout on the video board. 102. Too much, too little, too late for Mathis. 2 down.
Oh my.
Here's Real Muto. RBI single in the 7th. Marlins down to their final out. Comes the 1-0 pitch, fouled off, and it's 1-1. $40,419. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Give you something else to think about. He snaps off that slide ball.
104. I think that's the hardest pitch he's thrown as a Cub. That's the fastest pitch I've ever seen in person.
Muto putting up a pretty good fight here. Buries that slider down and in. It would be very difficult for him to lay off that pitch.
Here it comes. 2-2. Everybody on their feet. This place just electric. Two for Chapman. Bounce to third. It's foul. Chapman to Realmuto. Ground ball third base. Backhanded Baez. The throw on a hop. Cubs win. Cubs win. Chapman goes 1-2-3.
Two very nice plays by Javi Baez in the ninth. The slow roller and then that final one. Good strong throw and Chapman seals the deal. Win number 11 for Jason Hammel, a career high. He went 6 scoreless. Cubs now 12-6 since the All-Star break.
Got a great homestand. They'll go for the series sweep tomorrow. They're 6-1 on this 8-gamer.
Did you say the Cardinals lost tonight?